We should be good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, the live chat hasn't popped up yet, so I don't know if anyone's in there or not or what's up, but
Yeah, I'm sending it to my laptop real quick so I can see.
okay, cool.
Says 3 watching now. We got Splurge, Roach.
Popped up yet, so I don't know if anyone's in there or not or what's up.
Oh, okay, it's behind a little bit again.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm sending it to my laptop real quick so I can see.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, wow, that's so far behind. But all right, I guess it's working then.
Wowzers. Says 3 watching now. We got Splurge, Roach.
Popped up yet, so I don't know if anyone's in there or not or what's up.
Oh, okay, it's behind a little bit again.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I'm sending it to my laptop real quick so I can see.
Okay, cool.
Did it just loop?
Wow, that's so far behind. But all right, I guess it's working then.
Chat, no worries.
All right, yeah, it seems like it's
Says 3 watching
Wait,
now.
how's the chat broken? It seems like they're talking. I'm confused.
Yeah, hold on. I can see them talking. Why? How's it broken? I just put a message in there.
Cool. Alrighty then. I think we are just about ready to get the stream started. Let me know if the music is too loud, by the way. Like, I know Carson probably comes out kind of quiet, but I figured it's probably not an issue with my voice, so just let me know. Alright, you ready, Carson?
Yep.
Alright, just try to speak up to make sure you're loud and clear and over the music, and if not, I'll just turn off the music. But what we're going to do for this stream, ladies and gents, or gents, what we will do is we have the schedule here, and we will just talk from the top going down, just about everybody's, presence in the server, just talk a little bit about everyone, talk about maybe their teams a little bit here and there, their schedules, and just build some hype for Season 3 because I'm really excited. I hope everyone else is also. It's funny because, we didn't really plan to start the season so soon, just like a month ago, and now everything's getting started, and it's just been living rent-free in my head, so I'm pumped. Okay. Carson, you're
Chuckle
up.
King says music can go down about 20%.
Okay, the only thing is that your voice is going to go down, so...
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just talk really loud then.
Yeah, do your best. Just scream as loud as you can.
Throat gonna start hurting.
Okay, you have anything to say to start it off, Carson?
Just excited we got all the drafts done in about a week's time, which is really good for 3 drafts, so hopefully the activity will be that good going towards the season, the scheduling. And I'm just excited to get week 1 started. I'm hyped we're starting early.
Me too. I'm so happy about it. And week 1 looks like it's going to be really exciting, as it always is, but I don't know, the field this season just has me more excited than ever, and I'm really looking forward to it. Carson, unfortunately, drew the GOAT week 1. How do you feel about that, buddy?
Pretty good. I think I just checked and we're career 3-3 against each other. My 3-3 had a little bit more hacks than his, but it's alright. If I can go 4-3, I'd be great against the GOAT.
That's true.
It is ORAS though, and I've played Sword and Shield ORAS, or DPL, but I haven't actually played an ORAS ever before in a full season. So, going to be interesting, but I mean, once you've played 1 tier, you've kind of played them all.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, I think last season kind of showed that as well. It's just like if you know how to play Pokemon, you'll adapt to whatever tier it is for the most part. I feel like if anything, Sword and Shield is the one that's just so much more different than Oras and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are to one another, personally, but I'm not sure how everyone else feels on that. But anyway, so yeah, how do you feel about your drafts this season?
Feels pretty good. I got the Shaman Sky, which I know I wanted. Other people may think it's not the best, but here to prove them wrong.
You got it round 2, right?
Yeah, I got it round 2 this time instead of the first overall pick. First overall pick, 20-point Shaman Sky last season. We love it.
Right, we love it. That was awesome. But yeah, Shaman Sky round 2, I think people sleep on that one. It's just like the speed tier in Oras is amazing, and like we've talked about, just one of the best breakers in the tier when it comes to reliably switching into something. Like, how do you reliably switch into a stab seed flare that has an 80% chance to drop? And yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
Going to be a fun time. So the next matchup that we have on the schedule is, let's see, that's Blitz versus Kaz, right?
Yeah. Yep. That should be a very good way to start off the season for those two guys in Oras. I know they've played each other a bunch throughout the years, and we know Kaz likes his Oras. I'm pretty sure Blitz likes Oras a lot too. So that should be.
I know he's played it a couple times in DPL.
Yeah, I feel like I remember that.
He's been around long enough.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that should be a good one. I'm excited to see. I don't know what the matchups are like right off the bat, because I don't have the teams in front of me, but it's from what I just like taking some glances at everyone's drafts, and I just feel like pretty much everyone drafted well this season, so I'm not too worried about certain people just having overwhelmingly good matchups against others. I think for the most part you're going to get a lot of matchups that can go either way depending on the coaches, so that should be a good one. Two really, really strong coaches, and Kaz and Blitz. Excited for that.
Got a Mega Glade team versus a Mega Metachamp team, if I remember correctly.
Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, Mega Glade is interesting too, because it's pretty much the same Pokemon as it is in Gen 7, aside from just not having that speed on turn 1, but like with a good game planning, it really I don't think makes that much of a difference. So I still think it's amazing.
Yeah, and then Blitz got Darkrai. That's right. He had first overall pick.
Oh, nice.
But you have that in Sun and Moon, right?
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. And then, I mean, they've both made playoffs before in UDL, so
yeah,
got two playoff coaches.
Exactly. A match of playoff coaches week 1. Same thing with you and Aki. And then I am excited for that week 3 matchup. Jacksonville Magmars versus the Slowbrohomians. Like Jake said, I'm getting my merch for the Slowbrohomians, hoping that we don't have to hear Kaz anymore in the server once TJ beats him up. And what are your thoughts on that game?
Oh, I'm rolling with my twin 100%. Don't even care. We're dropping it.
I'm pretty sure if we polled like who people wanted to win, it would be like the entire server wanting TJ to win, and then just Kaz voting for himself.
Bro, Florida Gang even going to switch it up on him.
Yeah, I agree. I think Silver's like, yeah, Florida Gang's cool and all, but like Kaz kind of noisy.
Whole season, Kaz just going to be the villain. Watch him win it.
I mean, he is the main character, but maybe the main character of this story is actually the villain. That's pronounced heme, not home. Slowbrohemians. Yeah. Okay, right there it goes. I misread that. Okay, next up, I'm really excited for this first match.
I'm gonna let you talk about this one. Go ahead, give me some hype.
It's the second season in a row that this happened. I mean, it's too good to be true, because for those of you who don't know the context and the history behind this one, Big Dick Nick played his first DPL game versus Illusion, and they had a pretty close game, but Illusion came out on top. It was just Nick was new to the Discord draft league scene, and Illusion was his first real test, but the sensei was still too much for the grasshopper at the time. Both being cavemen, both being straight savages. Illusion just had been a savage for a little bit longer with a little more savagery experience, so he was able to get the win. But then last season they actually got paired up week 1 as well, so that was really exciting. And I rewatched that game recently with Tony, and we were laughing because Illusion just had no idea that Landorus Eye got psychic, and tried to use a Crobat to check a Landorus Eye and just got blown away. And then at the very end, or like towards the end, the Landorus missed a Focus Blast on the Hydreigon, and Illusion was able to win after that. So it was a pretty funny game.
You know the funnier part about this whole thing now?
What?
Illusion now has that Landorus Eye and ORAS.
Oh, look at that! How the turntables have.
Once he learned that Psychic, it was over.
Yeah, right. Now
Watch
we know
that Landorus Eye. Now it's going to miss Focus Blast against Kieran Black, and Kieran Black's just going to kill with Ice Beam. It's going to come full circle. Just watch.
It is. I'm excited for that one because,
Illusion's team straight looks like an old GBA team with the fat ass Mega Venusaur and the Infernape and Starmie core.
I know. I really like the look of Illusion's team because it's like all this offensive stuff with a Mega Venusaur as like a nice pivot that can also deal out a pretty good amount of damage. So I think Illusion's ORAS team is really nice. But yeah, going up against like a mon like Kieran Black is definitely going to be really scary for him week 1, especially in the hands. Major emphasis on hands because he's got those big, massive, savage fists of Nick. So I know this will be a fun one because Nick is one of the hardest workers in the league, and then you have Illusion, who is probably the least hard worker in the league, but this is one of the only exceptions where he's actually going to put some effort in. So I'm excited.
Did you see his message in the chat? You goofy betas really said everyone's drafted well when Nick's water switching and ORAS is Toad hoping to dodge HP grass. Hands getting clapped.
Yep. I didn't go over everyone's drafts individually, but I'm just gonna pretend that they're all great and that these matchups aren't just won in the matchup itself, as opposed to actually prepping and playing. So hype for that one.
Even the Ditto round 1 team's looking kind of clean.
Right? Yesterday Anthony told me, he's like, yeah, I don't really think pick order matters. Like, you just get what you want in whatever round. And I was like, there you go. That's a nice positive way to look at it.
Well, at least we know someone then that will never complain about their draft spot.
Yes. So true. So next up we got the Goofy Alpha Yanmegas. I wish he had a logo. That would be pretty funny. Definitely a fitting team name for Tony. Really happy to have him in the league this season because I really never thought he would play UDL. Like, I always was going to keep asking him, but I just didn't know if he would ever actually join. But it's really great to have him join because he brings a lot of the hype. I know a lot of people want to play him, and he's coming off probably the best like draft league accomplishment run that I've seen. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are others that are up there, but he won Cash Gang last season. He went to, what was it, TDT, and like had the most probably dominant team in a team tour that I could remember, and won that. He won our doubles tour. He I know he's had some strong DPL seasons, so he's really been on a roll for a while, even though he always says he's retired. Somehow this retired player is racking up all these accomplishments. So that's really exciting to have him in the league. He brings some massive accomplishments.
He's just like Brady. He hit 40 years old, said I'm gonna retire, instead wins like 3 Super Bowls.
Right, yeah, exactly. So his drafts, of course, look good. You know they're gonna change.
Who's the Binefield Chokers?
What's up?
Who's the Binefield Chokers?
That's Nathan.
Oh, okay, that's Splurge. Okay.
Yep. But that's a funny week 1 matchup because Nathan, as he showed us yesterday, has actually beaten Tony before, and it was with Superior. and now he's got Superior on his Oros team week 1. So the stars are realigning for him to beat Tony again.
Wow. Tony's team, it just loses automatically. HP, Fire, Leaf Storm, Superior, all you need.
Exactly. I don't think there's any counterplay to it. Even if you're on as good of a streak as Tony, I don't see how he wins this.
I think he should forfeit to keep differential going.
Yeah, good idea.
Save some diff.
What'd you say?
I said save some diff, Tony. It's all right. You can get it back versus me week 2.
Exactly. There you go. So yeah, you versus Tony week 2. You get the chance to be a Rushmore Slayer, so that would be exciting. But yeah, definitely Tony in UDL is going to be fun. So next up, we've got the Philadelphia Illusions. Great team name, combining both Phil and Illusion. Almighty Gohan, guy's a legend. Really happy to have him in the league this season. He's also coming off of that amazing TDT run with Tony, because they were both the co-captains. So those guys both put in the work, really ran a great team. So he's got the leadership, he's got the skills, he's got the cool drafts. I don't remember what they look like exactly off my head, but I just know that I like the way he drafts and team builds. So I'm really excited.
Fuck him. Nightmare, Shaman, Sky, and Sun and Moon.
Oh, that's right. It was like right before you too, right?
Yep, 1 pick.
Oh my gosh. That's rough.
Nah, I actually really love him. He's probably got my vote for favorite new member.
Yeah, he's definitely up there when it comes to just great people to have in a server. And he's going up against your twin week 1. I think that's going to be a really good match. I'm excited for it.
I'm pretty sure they've played a couple times, so we should have asked what their record is.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask him that.
Yeah, I could see that. They seem like they come from a lot of the same leagues and competitions and stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how Gohan does this season. Really happy to have him in the league, and I'm pretty sure at some point we'll probably get a captain versus captain match between him and Tony, so that should be a fun one.
Here, I can peep real quick. Where is... Sorry, I have so many tabs open because I keep going back to...
Yeah, no worries. I got it too. Yep, he's playing them week 8.
There we go.
Goofy Alpha Young Vegas. What a name. Next up...
These team names are fire, bro.
Yeah, we do really... People really killed it with the team names. I kind of regret not changing mine, but I'm going to stick with my bread and butter for this season, especially because my girlfriend made me a logo last season. I didn't just want to ditch it so quickly.
Yeah, that logo's clean, bro. Oh, they're only 1-1. I thought they would have played a lot.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. Then this is the rubber match then, best of 3 series.
There we go.
And next up, we got the one and only, the Splurge, Nathan. And last season, we won't talk about last season. We'll talk about this season. Looks like he drafted really well. I like the look of his drafts a lot more this season compared to last season.
Dude, his Swish teams are hot.
Yeah, really.
Melmetal round 4 is not okay.
Yeah, Melmetal was just same thing in my conference, was just sitting there for a while, and I just like Melmetal, so it was tempting, but I did my best to refrain because it didn't kind of go along with what I was planning. But you never know.
Donald Duck Dynasty be laughing at us right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Gypsy and the retired Donald Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, Nathan this season, I know the good news is he's guaranteed a win week 1 because he's got a cert versus Tony. So I'm excited to see that happen for him. And yeah, Nathan is a really fun player. He's not afraid to bring the heat. And he has, like I said, I think better teams than he had last season, so he probably will have more options to do cool stuff. And I'm really looking forward to see what he does with that, because just even doing some mocks with him over the years, I'm just like he's one of those guys where you do a mock and you're like, I don't know if I got a lot out of that or if I got nothing out of that, because like he'll bring something that like either you would never expect in a million years and works against you, and it's like, oh, this is good to know, or like this is something I'm too afraid of now and there's no way my opponent's bringing this. So like that's Nathan in a nutshell, in my opinion.
We love it. But yeah, I think all of his teams. I just look back at the old doc. I think I'd take every single one of his season 3 teams over season 2 teams for all tiers.
Yeah, good point. I would agree. And then moving on to our next one, we have the one and only, the GOAT of the Draft League format. He is your week 1 opponent, and it's Aki VGC. Like always always one of the biggest draws whenever he's in it. Any competition, whether it's DPL, whether it's a league. Always looking forward to seeing his games because he's someone who just has so much experience throughout the format and has been so successful in pretty much every league and competition he's been in. And just like Nathan, he's never afraid to bring the heat, way more than most people. So I always look forward to seeing his team builds and his games because obviously he also is a top tier shit talker. So whoever he's up against is going to be catching the verbal heat. So looking forward to another season with the GOAT in UDL. Another thing I should probably mention, he's been probably the winningest UDL coach so far amongst the 2 seasons, because season 1 he made it to the finals where he'll always say that he won, which technically he did because Dylan didn't follow the first turn mega rule, and if we were being harsh on that, we probably should have given him the win, but he made it season 1, and then season 2 he also made it to the finals. So back-to-back finals appearances is pretty amazing in a league this stacked. So we'll see what he could do this season when it's at its, I think, most stacked it's ever been.
Yeah, we have an insane roster this time, but if anyone's down to just steamroll people, it'd be Aki.
Yep, of course.
And all of his drafts are nutty again.
Yep, they really look good. I was surprised because in Sword and Shield he told me what he wanted, and he was saying himself, like, I don't think this stuff is going to fall to me, but I think, like, it looks amazing. And I was thinking the same thing. I don't think it's going to fall to him, but I'm pretty sure every single thing on that list fell to him, and it looks like a pretty wild team. So that should be fun to see him use that, and not fun for his opponents.
Did he get Mesprit again? No, he got Reuniclus, which is better. So.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we all know come playoff time, Aki's going to be there, and he's going to be tearing shit up.
Of course. So next up on the list, we've got the Toronto Tyrannotars, Coach Blitz, and coming off of a season that was tough for him last season because in Y Conference there were so many coaches that were right at that like 4-5, 5-4, and 6-3 range that at 5-4 he just barely missed out, I think, on differential to make playoffs. So he was a playoff coach season 1, and then season 2 just came very, very close. So I know he's going to want to come back and make playoffs again. And yeah, Blitz is just one of those guys who's been playing forever, always been solid, always does well wherever he plays. And always excited to see Blitz play because you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes he's rest talking people to death. Sometimes he's bringing that hot Lele Zam hyper offense. He definitely mixes it up well, and he's kind of quiet in the server. I have to say, sometimes I forget he's there, but he's not quiet when
sneaky,
game time comes.
Yeah, and he has some really solid drafts too. He was like pick number 1 in Oras. He was, I'm pretty sure, Wheel in Sun and Moon, or near the Wheel, nice. And then in Swish he was pick number 2. So he's got some really hot mons. He's got the Rilla Boomer in pick number 2, which we love.
Yeah, we like that. That's a big one. That's pretty impressive. That's scary.
That mon's underrated. Yeah, and then I think Kim versus Kaz is going to be a great week 1. Both of them at their primes, probably Oras. Not like prime, as in that's when they were the best, but like they're definitely a step above most in Oras.
Yeah, I agree. That should be a good one to watch. And moving on next, we got the OK Rilla Boomers, another fantastic team named Shuckle King, coming back in hot. This guy, like, I know Kaz made the bold prediction of saying he's going to finish number 1 in the X Conference, and he is someone who, like, I feel like last season just didn't get enough credit because he didn't end up making playoffs, but this dude got hacks by by so many people, including myself. So I apologize about that. And like he just brings it every week. He's really, really good. And I think
He only missed it still by like one differential point,
exactly.
right?
It was like so close. It wasn't even like he finished like behind in the standings. He was right there.
Yeah.
So
we gave him the award unluckiest player, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly, yeah. I tried to make sure we gave him that because he was the person that I really felt should have been there in playoffs with how he performed all season. So I'm excited to see how he does this year because he got really good draft spots.
Like Kirk
Unfortunately, he
said,
dodged
his
some
drafts
wins.
are insane.
Yeah, they are.
This man can draft.
He really can.
Holy.
I'm excited to see what he does this season because he's got
great Mega Guard team.
True. But yeah,
Mega Guard team, Mega Lottie team, jeez.
Unfortunately, he dodged a couple of free wins in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and Mickey Mouse Kaz and Mickey Fucking Mouse Tony. So unfortunately, he doesn't get those easy wins, but still, I don't think he needs them because he really is great. So I'm excited to see how he does this season.
Man, even still dodging those two, you still have Aki, you still have Trick of Eye core, the Twin core.
Yep.
Gohan, jeez. Even with those two gone, doesn't even look that easy.
Oh yeah, that's the thing about UDL, and that's kind of what makes it so exciting. And next up, we got the Las Vegas Venusaurs. What can I say that hasn't already been said about Illusion? He is just the funniest guy in the entire league.
Ronda Rousey runs in fear at the mention of his name.
Exactly. I'm quivering just trying to speak about him. I know it sounds like I'm laughing, but that's just a nervous laugh because just thinking about the guy gives me chills. Sends shivers down my spine because when that guy puts in the effort, then nobody is safe. But you just never know because Illusion will be the type of guy to bring Shaman Sky and just say like, all right, I'm just freezing every single Pokemon with nature power and clicking nothing else. So
if he gets lucky, it's going to win.
Exactly. So you never know if he's going to just like get destroyed because he's just trying to hack his opponent and it doesn't work, or if he's going to destroy his opponent because he does just hack them and it does work, or if he's actually going to try hard and bring the heat and show what he's really capable of, because he's one of those guys who has so much talent but just for some reason doesn't feel like bringing it out a lot of the time. So I'm really hyped to see Illusion season because it could always go any way with him because yeah, like I said, he's got all that talent, but it just depends on whether he wants to use it or not. So pretty much every matchup that Illusion is in, he could win it if he puts in the effort. So I'm curious to see what he does this season, but really, really hyped about his showdown with fellow Savage Caveman Big Dick Nick week 1.
Man's going to say like week 9 when he's like 2-7. Nah, man, I'm saving it for playoffs.
Exactly. He says we scammed him week 1 with Shaman Sky last season.
Did he end up trading it with I? They swatched Shaman
yeah,
Sky and Ash Ninja, right?
No, I don't. I think they just both drafted it because they were in different conferences.
Okay. Oh yeah, my bad.
Yep. But yeah, if Illusion was truly great, he should have known from the beginning that Shaman Sky was a scam at that many points. But you know, I guess he's still got a little ways to go.
The corrupt commissioner had influence a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Next up, we got the Slow Bohemians, Coach TJ, and I'll let you take this one away because I know he's your twin, and I don't have the rights to speak about TJ because he beat me twice. So if I don't want to speak out of line.
Living rent free right now in Maddie's head.
Yep.
Yeah, I think TJ is someone that a lot of the community sleeps on, just because in like LD he's done good before, but like he'll have a season where he doesn't do great, and then like DPL once again he's had seasons where he's been amazing, other seasons where it's been a little subpar. So a bunch of the community sleeps on him, but I've teamed with him before and his prep's always great, and I'm so excited for him to tear Kaz's asshole up in week 3.
I think we all are.
I think my twin's a lot better than most people think, and I mean he proved it last UDL. He did really good. Really went on a solid run in the Y conference, which is at that time, not a Mickey Mouse conference, not the Goofy Gauntlet. That was some Donald Duck Dynasty last season.
It was. It definitely was. And I really can't speak highly enough of TJ after last season because, like I really put in a lot of work to the playoff game that we had. And
we mocked like what, 24 times?
Yeah, we mocked like a million times. It was, and I got mocked from so many different people. And even though the matchup seemed like really rough, it got to a point where I was really starting to get kind of confident. And nope, just he still brought the great prep and played it essentially as well as he could. And
Screw my twin though. Lycanroc went up 2 points because of him.
Yeah, seriously. Like we realized how insane that Mon was just trying to prepare for it in that game.
We just Life or Topaz just started nuking everything.
It really does. It was insane because like there were certain
all right, Max defense metal. Oh, CC just bops.
Yeah, man. Like even like Hatterene, like I was that really Fizz Def Hatterene set, and Ironhead just like nearly one-hit KOs. It's insane.
And then you just have Accelerock, which nukes everything, man.
It does. And he had a Hawlucha on his team, which was funny because like I did the calcs between Hawlucha close combat and Lycanroc close combat, and Lycanroc hits harder and it's not even a fighting type.
Oh, we love it.
It's crazy, man. So next up, we've got the last coach in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and it is none other than Trick of I, and I is a legend, just one of the most dominant players in the format that I've seen over the last however many years. He just always comes out and
gotta be top 10 on everyone's list.
Yeah, he wins, man. He just wins. He gets it done, and he's got a really tough schedule this season. So I'm curious to see getting tested against some of the greats. I don't think he's played. Is he playing Aki this season? I don't know if I see Aki on his schedule.
Let me check.
No, I don't think I do.
Nah.
I was curious to see if he would play him, but him versus SK week 1 is going to be. Oh wait, is that week 1? Yeah. That should be a really good one.
Dazo week 9.
And then he's playing Tony week 9, Kaz week 2. I mean, like he's got, just looking at his whole schedule here, like usual, it's always really stacked across the board. But I didn't know if he was getting the 1-2 Rushmore punch or not. But yeah, I is a beast. Curious to see how he's gonna hold up this season, because so far he's been one of the more consistent people ever since we started UDL. Made playoff season 1, made it to the semis season 2. So been doing really, really well.
And I don't think there's a draft player that doesn't have him as their like top 10, or at least borderline top 10.
Yeah,
he's just been so consistent over all these years.
Definitely. Even when he uses his go-to Mega Pidgeot, Zygarde, Toxapex, Necrozma core over and over again, he still wins because he's that good. So
it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Next up, we got me. You already know what I'm going to say. Going undefeated. Finally going to win the finals. It's my season. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Stream over.
Slipped me $10 to make sure TJ was in the other conference.
All right. I thought you weren't going to mention that on stream.
Oh, oops. Should have slipped me 15, babe.
I guess I should have slipped you a little more. I know that you're corrupt. So, yep, I am happy with my drafts for the most part. In Sword and Shield, I was kind of getting sniped a good amount, and I had a weird I traded away which is probably really dumb. I traded away my number 2 pick in Sword and Shield, which probably matters the most, just because I wanted a good Ultra Sun and Moon pick, because I've never had one. So I probably made a dumb decision there, but I still kind of like how the team came out, but it just, a lot of things were getting taken right before me, so that's something.
I mean, anytime you have Rillaboom Hawlucha with an Obstagoon Breaker, you're fine.
Right, that's how I kind of feel, so.
Got the traditional Maddie screens, of course.
Exactly. So, yeah, week 1 I've got my boy Obi, and that should be fun because him and I have played together just so many times. Like, he was one of my go-to partners last season. That was his first real season, like trying in draft. So we did a lot of work together, and he's an amazing player. He's just been getting better and better, like killing it in Smogon, which I'll probably mention more when he's up. But yeah, he's just very creative. So I'm excited to play him week 1 and see what he's got. And overall, definitely excited about my schedule, playing a lot of new people that I haven't played before. So that's pretty much all I got to say before moving on to the Sebster, the Montreal Monfernos, and Sebi this season. He's finally come out to be the dominant Seb. He's not Puseb, he's Alpha Seb. He's Sigma Seb, and he is a 2-time playoff coach as well. So that... Oh, wait, no, he missed the first season after making that amazing comeback. That's right.
Yeah, it's because he missed the first 3 weeks. He started 0-3 because of Worlds.
Right.
Like 10 minutes in the prep.
Exactly.
And then I think he went 4-3 the last 4 weeks, but missed it due to a little differential.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a playoff caliber season for sure.
It was.
And then season 2, he had that great matchup versus Kaz in playoffs.
Yeah, that was a really good game. That was an amazing game. I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, Sebi is just one of those other players who's been playing for a while now, but just always so good in whatever league and competition he plays in. Like, you could always expect him to be one of the most solid guys coming out and doing consistently well every week. And I think he drafted really well this season, so I have high hopes for Sebi this season.
You guys got round 6 Dawn fan? What the hell?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's solid. Damn.
My wife.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. We have him versus Ice, and surprisingly, Ice is 2-0 versus him. I'm really hoping Sebi doesn't get swept.
Oh wow, look at that. Swept.
Bring out the brooms, boys.
Uh-oh. Big Ice about to freeze Sebi.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, though. Very good the first 2 times.
Yeah, that should be a good game. His first 3 games look pretty exciting. He's got TDK, Rob, and then Ice, so that is pretty cool. And speaking of TDK, he's actually the next one up on our list. And
I'll let you cover most of this one.
I'll do my best. I don't really think I could do it justice because I don't follow Smogon enough, but I would imagine that if you talk to most of the contemporary Smogon tournament players, guys who are playing now or have been playing over the past handful of years, they'd probably tell you that he's one of the greatest to ever do it, and that's pretty incredible considering like the massive player base of Smogon definitely being a lot larger than Draft, possibly being larger than VGC. I don't know, but it feels like it is at least, and the competition on Smogon is phenomenal. So to be one of the top guys there for so many years is really, really impressive. So I'm confident that he's going to make a very strong transition into Draft because he's just that good, in my opinion. And really excited to see how he does. He's got week 1 Sebi. That's a really, really good test because like we just said, Sebi's just always so solid in any tier. So we know that's going to be a solid test for him. He's got his boy Obi week 2. So that's good that he gets to play one of his fellow buddies, and then he's got Rob Jr. Oh wow, he's got a Smogon Goofy Gauntlet. Weeks 2, 3, and 4. He's got Obi, then Auntie, Obi, then Rob, and then Auntie. So that should be pretty funny to see those Smogon boys duke it out over and over.
And then
again.
week 5, he has probably the guy who has like the most draft experience, played in the most leagues.
Yeah, true.
With Jay.
True. Good point.
His teams were really good though. I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. It looks like he's a draft player based off his team. You never would have guessed.
Very well. Yeah, I really think he drafted fantastically well. So I have extremely high hopes for TDK this season. I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring to Draft because that's something that I know we've always talked about, was trying to get more Smogon talent involved in Draft and just kind of mixing things up because there's always going to be some good new up-and-comers, but sometimes like when that sort of thing slows down, then it's nice to just get some more talent elsewhere. And
there's a whole pool of amazing talent that we can just pull from.
Exactly.
And it's a lot easier to transition from Smogon to Draft than from nothing to Draft.
Yeah. Yep, totally
And
agree.
we just got to get him to help me get past 1600 on the OU ladder.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. So next up, we have we have Hiker Toad, who probably won't be having a game week 1 because it's the two genres of the draft, Hiker versus Ice. Just kidding. Ice is not a genre, but Hiker is kind of a genre. And but we made it. We were able to finish it in just a little over a week. And even with Hiker getting skipped over and over again, the dude still drafts ridiculously
Tell me
powerful
how.
teams. I don't know how it happened, but that's just a testament to Hiker's skill. Yeah, Hiker is amazing. He's been playing for a long time too, always just killing it in every league and competition that he's in. One thing that I find so funny about, or that I found so funny about Hiker last year was that in Oras he went 0-3, and that was like, he was just saying he's not good at Oras, that's not his tier, and then he goes and wins Oras Cup in Cash Gang. He's
He learned it, bro. In those 3 weeks, that's all it took.
The UDL were the training wheels, and then he got going. And yeah, he's just that good in every tier. If you have Hiker Toad in your schedule, which I'm pissed that I don't, you know it's going to be a really tough game. And like I said, his teams were somehow amazing despite getting skipped a bunch of times. So shout outs to Hiker for dealing with our impatience and still drafting really, really good teams. And yeah, top player for sure. Made playoffs last season and even got a win round 1. So really, really strong player, and I have high hopes for him this season as well.
Yeah, I don't think anyone needs to mention stuff with Hiker. He's been around forever. Everyone knows who he is. Similar with unanimous top 10 draft league player.
Yep, I would
And
agree with that.
excited to have him back again.
Yeah, me too. That was a close call, but I'm really glad that he joined. Next up, we've got Blue and the San Diego State Azelfs, and Blue is another living legend. He was probably around for a while before DPL, but that's when I first met him, was DPL Season 3. And he was one of the top records on our entire team, which was really, really cool. He was just getting better as the season was going. And just, it seems like every competition Blue is in nowadays, like he just keeps getting better. So, yeah, I think Blue this season is going to come out really strong. Was really close to making playoffs last season, and hoping that he'll be able to make it this season because he's an amazing guy and a really good player. I can't remember all of his drafts off the top of my head, but I do know that in Sword and Shield he was the one sniping me for most of it, so he had good ideas in mind, I could at least say that. And
he's got the Darkrai team in Oras.
Right.
And then, what was his? He had a really sick mon in Sun and Moon. Let me check real quick. Oh, he got the wheel, so he got Lele Chomp.
Nice.
And then, he had remember the Grand Mega B Core we were talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, he ended up getting that in Sun and Moon.
That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
damn, this Moon team's hot.
That's ridiculous.
Lele Chomp, Grand Mega B. Yeesh.
All right, calm down, Blue. That's not allowed. You're not allowed to have the wheel. Well, actually, that's the thing in Sun and Moons. The wheel is so good.
Bro, what do you mean? You technically had double wheel with your trading spot.
I know. I probably should have kept it.
The man with Darkrai, Lando T or Lando I.
Oh yeah. I pretty much did have the wheel in that. I know.
Pick 2 and then pick 11.
I know, that was pretty cool. Like I never thought I would try Landorus Eye, honestly. So I'm kind of excited about that because it just felt.
Yeah,
like,
I was low-key really surprised that you took it.
Yep. I never really thought that, because for me it just always came off as that like round 1 pick that I don't like consider to be as like useful, but because I got Darkrai round 1, I was like, all right, now I kind of get a luxury pick here. So I was able to get the Landorus. So that's exciting. And it looks like I actually played Blue in Ultra Sun and Moon week 2, so that should be a really tough one because just what you mentioned, his team sounds like that does not sound fun. So,
dude, if we did a power ranking, he'd be pretty damn high up there. Holy,
yeah, I think so.
He got that Kieran Black, Aegislash, Zapdos, and Swish. Damn.
Yeah, he got Zapdos, and then he took Nidoking from me. He took Incineroar from me. Like right before me too, because he was like the pick like before me or
yeah.
picks before me. Damn Blue. But yeah, so
It's gonna have him and Shuffle King start crafting for me every time.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Next up, we have one of the sickest logos in all of UDL.
Oh my god, that logo is insane. Dude, my man Silver, this guy brought he really brought the Typhlosion fire last season, because he started off at 0-2. Not that it's like the biggest deficit, but like it's only a 9-game season, so each game really matters for standings, especially when you look at how Y Conference finished up last year. The fact that he started off at 0-2 and then went like 5-1 or 5-2 throughout the rest of the season, or 6-1, like he just kept on winning and got some of the really, really big wins that he needed to make playoffs, and the man just went on a tear, and that was really awesome to see, because I know, like, starting off 0-2 in a league that has just pretty much no easy weeks, you're just always going into a week like facing a really tough opponent, it can be so easy to have your confidence shaken. So that was awesome, like, just kind of shows the grit that he's got, and it's a testament to his fortitude and his skill, and that was amazing. I think he drafted phenomenally this season, and I think Silver Smasher is gonna smash the Goofy Gauntlet.
Yeah, he had that really hot last week of the season versus Hiker, right? And like the winner was guaranteed for playoffs.
I think that was like one of the last weeks, like maybe like week 8 or something like that, because I remember it was in Sun and Moon, and I think it was in Sun and Moon. But yeah, that was an amazing game that Silver really, really came through there, because yeah, you're right, like pretty sure the winner would have been confirmed, and then Hiker ended up winning that last game of the season to make playoffs.
Like one good point, yeah.
That was crazy. That crazy game against Nathan, where Nathan had him and Hiker had to flinch him like 9 times or something with the cigarette. That was crazy.
Crick was molding, bro.
He was like, dude, K. Crick, he really does need love. He roots against his friends more than anyone else I've ever seen.
This man right away. What's the match of the season? Jake versus Rage Quit.
But yeah, right. I know he's loving this. He's sitting on the sidelines, so he doesn't have to worry about anybody doing this stuff to him. So he's just talking crap to everybody else. Classic heel move, like needs love, K. Crick. Yeah.
Next up,
who do we got next? We got the Cleveland Cacneas. We've got Obi. Last year we was the Miami Makuhitas. Both good names. He's doing well with his names. Yeah. What more can I say about Obi other than the fact that he's just a fantastic player, really creative, and he did pretty well last season considering it was his first time playing draft. But there were definitely some.
Yeah, his match versus II stood out to me a lot.
Oh yeah, that one in the beginning. Yeah, he definitely could have won that too. I remember he just made like a couple misplays that screwed him. So like, yeah, first game of the season against a guy as good as II, and he pretty much had that game. And then he also was in a really good spot against Rob Jr., where he got haxed out of that game. So those would have been 2 really, really massive wins for him. But he pretty much kept it close in all of his games, despite being new to draft, and still managed to get, I think, at least 3 wins. So that's impressive.
I think throughout a whole season and a draft, the only 2 words you said to me are "shut up."
Yeah, that's right. The only thing he said to Carson is "shut up." That's exactly what Obi would do. So, but yeah, Obi has really, like, ever since then, like, he's just been, whenever he's been joining tournaments, he's been showing me how he's been doing, and like, he just seems like he's on such a great roll. Like, he's really improved a good deal, because he's always been really good, but like, now he's just been joining all these premier leagues and tournaments and killing it. And then even like SPL this last season, he was really just playing like out of his mind, just building really, really smart teams, playing them like essentially perfectly. He had one really, really good game against Rob Jr., who's the current reigning champion of UDL, and he beat Rob in a fantastic game where both guys like brought good teams and played really well. It wasn't like some one-sided destruction or somebody just choking. It was just a really good game back and forth. So it just goes to show how good Obi is, and with more experience in draft and some hard work, he's definitely going to be a major threat this season. And I got I feel pretty unlucky having drawn him week 1. So we'll see what happens there.
Next up,
does he play the? Oh no, he doesn't play Anti. It looks like that's a shame. He doesn't get to play his whole goofy Smogon Gauntlet, but he gets me and TDK weeks 1 and 2, so that should be cool. Speaking of Anti, though, we can move on to him for week 1, and I've been waiting to talk about this one for a while because we have Anti coming out hot, just drafting Ditto round 1 in Oras, and it's funny because I forgot that he actually did that once. I held a little draft tournament in another server that we have right when Sword and Shield came out, and I didn't play in it myself. I was just kind of facilitating it, and he comes out like round 1 just drafting Ditto, and then drafted a bunch of like kind of random Pokemon that like you wouldn't expect to be that good. I think he had a Galar Weezing, maybe a Bisharp. I can't remember what the whole team was, but I know he did have double ice types in Frostmoth and Ice Cube, and he was destroying people with those, using Ditto like a Don. Andy is just one of those players that is that good, and I mean that good, that I've seen his Smogon builds, and they straight up look like draft teams. Like, this guy just has such a good feel for how to like counter team and how to always stay one step ahead of his opponents. And I'm really excited to see how that translates to draft, because he was kind of like joking around in that other tournament that we did, which he won, by the way. But this time he's got better teams, better competition. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to adapt, because I really feel like he's one of those guys that has unlimited potential in the format due to how insanely creative he is. I mean, he is one of the best, probably the best team builder, in my opinion, that I've seen on Smogon, at least in terms of being innovative, and that's what I really appreciate in team building. So I'm so excited to see Andy play draft this season, because there are probably a lot of people sleeping on him, seeing his like round 1 Ditto and stuff. But I think that he just knows how to make such good use of so many different different kinds of Pokemon, but just items, EV spreads, everything like that, that I'm pretty confident that he's going to do really well this season. So playing against Jake week 1, someone with so much draft experience versus someone with so little draft experience from drafting round 1 Ditto, that sounds like a really fun matchup, because you just have like the veteran versus the like insanely talented newcomer.
That'll be a hype one. You had that as one of your 3 matches to watch, right?
I did. I'm really excited to see that one, because Jake is obviously a very strong player and knows the format like the back of his hand. But to Andy, this is also new, that like what he sees is like viable strategies might be something that Jake wouldn't see, just because he hasn't played the format, and vice versa, because Andy hasn't played the format either, to know what's viable already. So it really could go either way, in my opinion. So I'm really excited to see that one.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. Jake will be using standard, and then Anti's going to have some hot shit, I'm imagining.
Yep.
Next up, we have Helmy, and you cannot say your traditional line of 11 different Mons. You have to change that amount a little bit.
I know. Unfortunately, that was what I was looking forward to the most for this stream, is just Helmy, classically 11 different Mons, but unfortunately he only had the option to draft 8 different Mons in each tier this time. But he did do that. That is exactly what he did. He drafted 8 different Mons. Can you believe it? Not 7, not 9, 8 different Mons. The guy is insane. Helmy always knows how to bring the creativity, drafting different Mons every single time, every single round. I mean, like, there's never a consecutive round where that guy drafts the same Mon twice. Am I right?
Yo, you know what's actually wild? He might have 24 different Mons.
3 different teams. That's true. That's true.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You know anyone that's done that before?
Absolutely not. Not even close. I mean, look at tryhards like me and Aki drafting Mesprit in 2 tiers. You have Tony drafting Aegislash in all 3 tiers. We don't know how to use different Mons. Helmy knows how to use different Mons. And Helmy is just one of my favorite people in the format. Always has been. Is really, really fun to watch, because he just brings whatever the hell he wants. So beware of that, because
I just checked. I'm pretty sure he does have 24 different Mons. That's hype.
that does not surprise me at all. But yeah, Helmy's prep is straight fire, and his teams are always amazing, and I can't wait to see him use them. What was I going to say about his schedule? I don't know. I can't remember what I was going to say, but it doesn't even matter who he's got in his schedule because everybody better be on high alert for what Helmy can bring. Really excited to see how he does. It's his first time, I think, in the Y Conference, so that's cool. He hasn't had as much luck in the Mickey Mouse Club historically, but now he's in the Goofy Gauntlet, and maybe he'll rise to the occasion there. So excited for him.
I'll start tossing y'all.
Yeah, no, I do not doubt that. And then,
next up, we got a newcomer to UDL.
Yep, we have the man, the myth, the legend. We have Jake, the one and only. If you've played in the format for a while, you probably know Jake, and he's just one of those guys that we've probably said for at least half the league so far that just every league, every competition he's in, you always know he's going to do well because he's extremely skilled and experienced. And I think he did really well with drafting this season. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm really excited to finally have Jake in the league, and I've actually never played him throughout both of our years in draft, which is kind of crazy. So I do have him on my schedule this year, I think, towards the end. So I'm excited to play Jake.
I think I've only played him once or twice.
That's crazy. There's probably so many people he's played like 10 times and then like just randomly hasn't played.
I think he said his record against Hiker, they've played each other like 12 times or something like that.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I've only played Hiker once somehow. Like, those are two of the guys that like I just was surprised I hadn't played because I've known them for so long. But I finally got to play Hiker last season at least, so I only played him once. But now, Jake, I finally get to play, so I'm looking forward to that. And we already talked a lot about
with the Virginia Tech Frokies getting the Ashgren.
Yeah.
Someone that hasn't been used too well, I'd say, in UDL, but I think if there's someone that can use it pretty well, it'd be Jake. Been using Greninja forever.
He's a Greninja master, so that should be a really good pick for him. And he's got his buddy Hiker week too, so he gets to play Hiker for I guess the 13th time. So that should be an exciting one. Those two know each other really well, and like I already said, I'm so excited for his week 1 match. So that will be a fun one.
Next up, we have Ice.
We have the most prompt drafter in the entire league. Ice, the guy is always planning ahead, making sure that everyone has his picks, and we do not have to wait at all. That's just the kind of guy Ice is. So Ice, if you're listening, I love you, I appreciate you, and all of your dedication to getting the draft done. So thank you for that. And I finally did dodge you after all these seasons, so consider that your reward. You finally get to play me, and maybe I'll teach you a thing or two about Pokemon.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just can't stop. Yeah, I'm sorry we don't have his boo Ben in the league this time, but I think Ben needed a quick break from Mons, but
yeah,
always have good old Ice, and he's got some fire squads, I think.
Oh yeah, I think he drafted really well. Like
he's had some success in UDL also.
He has. He had that one really good game against Gypsy too, where like he kind of had him on the ropes, and then he made playoffs that season. So yeah, other than last season having a little bit of a hiccup, I know that Ice could bring the fire, and he's got these really good drafts this season. So if he puts in the work, he's going to be a major threat. That's why I've been trying to dodge him, but finally the time has come where I have to face my fears. So go easy on me, buddy.
I finally got to dodge him. I went 0-2 against him, I believe, the last 2 seasons. So,
ooh, rough.
And I believe the last coach, right?
Yep.
Is it Rob?
Yep. It's good one to save for last.
Season 2 champion.
Yep. Saving the champ for last. Rob Jr.
So season 1, he didn't have the best of runs. I think he won like 2 games, right?
Yeah.
And then I think like all of season 2, he only lost 2 games.
Yeah. Rob went nuts last year because like Rob is one of those guys that just amazing player. Doesn't matter what format it is, he's always going to be one of the top players in whatever competition he's in and participating. But it's funny because season 1 he just, I guess, wasn't really into it, just like was taking forfeit losses, and when he played he wasn't really like, you know, didn't seem like as invested. But then season 2 he just comes out and really brings it right after coming in second in Cash Gang, so he was definitely on a roll, and he was just smashing people, really bringing the heat, beating a lot of top guys, and in the playoffs just looked really, really dominant. When he played Aki in the finals, I mean, that was a really good series. He actually took a pretty hard loss in the Oras game, and Aki had all the momentum, but Rob, you know, gritted his fists, and he came all the way back, beating Aki in his two, probably, he would probably say his better tiers in Ultra Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, two that at least he probably feels a little more comfortable and confident in. And that was a pretty impressive feat on Rob's part. That was really good stuff. And when Rob Jr. brings it, then he's just a champion level competitor. So I'm really hoping that Rob brings the same kind of intensity as he did last season, because he was just on fire. He was great, and I would love to see that again from our reigning champion.
If he does, my UDL might have its first back-to-back champ.
Yep, that's a good point.
Man's drafts are pretty fire too.
They are. He got really good draft spots.
Yeah, I was about to say, man got a lot of top picks. Damn.
He did. Rob killed it. And that's a very terrifying prospect.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure we've now gone over everybody.
Yep.
Thank you to everyone who's watching, especially.
Yep. I will upload this to the channel, so anyone who missed it can just go back and watch it. And yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed this stream. I know that we really enjoyed it, and that we're just so excited for this season. I mean, Carson and I have been like on the hype train for this past few weeks, and it's been really amazing. So thank you.
I've been in Maddie's DMs like every day the past 2 months. Can we start early? Can we start early?
It's so true. Whenever I'm just like, yeah, let's like just wait a little longer, and then the next day he's just like, capital letters, start draft now.
I love Maddie though. 1 week out of like when I'm thinking like Maddie's like, nope, we're not starting until May. I was like, all right, we're not starting until May. He's like, by the way, I want to start. I was like, all right.
yeah. I remember like, because I was definitely holding my ground decently well until all of a sudden like we're like, you know what? Screw the draft stream. We're doing this right here, right now. And he wasn't even awake at the time. So when he like found it all out, he was just so shook, and it was funny because he probably didn't expect it from me.
He was like, all right, are you okay with it? I was like, well, shit, yeah. But yeah, look out. We'll probably have an announcement. We'll announce that we're doing probably a cash pool again, and then we might have some rules for the season.
Yeah,
just definitely. To make sure the games get done.
Yeah, exactly. We'll refresh you guys on some important rules, and like Carson said, we'll probably leave like a donation pool open for the prize pool. So look forward to those. And yeah, thank you all for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope you guys have a great Saturday, great weekend. Season starts this upcoming Monday, so I hope you're all ready for that. And I know I couldn't be any more hyped about it. So yeah. Anything to say, Carson?
No, just looking forward to week 1 and going to be hyped to watch some replays. Good luck, everyone.
All right, good luck, everybody.